Peace, people. Uh, just got through Salat, and I was going to say success, but if it's success, accepted, then yeah, just success is just that easy. Take the time out and get to your prayer, your Salat 5 times a day, and back to your work that you like, that you must do, or so that is good for you to do. Uh, Quran, alhamdulillah, true success in reading for that. So I start from Surah Abraham. And we go over ayat sentence number 11. The messenger said unto them, we are indeed mortals like yourselves, but Allah gives grace unto whom he will of his servants. So the prophet is saying that all of the prophets that came, they are mortals, human beings just like we are, but Allah grants his grace to whomsoever he will. Similarly, the same way, those who pursue Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or he just gives his grace and blessings upon them, because none of you could attain such a thing. Right? And I include myself in that. So we try when it comes to us, and then we see the blessings in it, and we keep coming and going further and further and further out into the wide expanses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's universe. Universes, galaxies upon galaxies upon galaxies. So it's up to you how much you like to pursue, or you like to be small little on this earth, just a little bit of it, that was about the desires. And I don't think anywhere on this page that it will go into it, so I'll go into it now. The desires of man that leads him in a certain direction. And if you leave it up to just the eyes themselves, because they're captured by every glittery thing, surely you will be misguided. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that is infinite mercy upon us to believing men and believing women to lower their gaze. Now this could be about, you can take it as you may capture the beauty of a woman, and she is, you're not looking for marriage. Okay, so then these things still come upon you, the want, the desire, and at the same time, you're not looking for marriage. So then you may go into something that is not good. And similarly, the same way with the women that, if you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the last day, you lower your gaze when you see, something. And while we're making this video, if sisters, women are watching this video, you put a cover over it and just listen to the voice. That'll be much better, because the image is not that good, but we need a way to be able to get the message. We as an I need to be able to get the message, because I love doing this, talking to people about the Deen of Islam, what a gift that was given to me. And too much is given, too much is owed. And to all those who know, I am trying to give back. So with that being said, that the messengers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that the messengers are mortals just like yourselves, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives his grace to his servants whomsoever he wills. And it is not for them, he says, it is not for us to bring you proof unless it be by the permission of Allah. And Allah let the believers put their trust. And in Allah, let the believers put their trust. So no prophet, and they've done many miracles, but it was only by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we see all of these miracles, and they are performed at the time when the prophet comes, in order so that the people that are amongst them, and even like the Prophet Muhammad, the rest of the humanity that come, is part of his group, part of his ummah. Now you believe if you like to or not, but there'll be no more prophets to come. And he performed miracles similarly the same way others have performed miracles, and in order so that you may know that they are prophets from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are not magicians, and they go through life like this, doing these miracles when people either ask or they just do them. Well, it's a difficult situation going on, and like David, he's in battle, and the sun is going down. So at that time, they used to stop battles and start back up when the daylight came back in. That was kind of nice. They're not surprised and sneak and trick people. So it was said, and I believe it was also said at the time of the prophet, this last and final prophet Muhammad, that the sun was going down, and both of them commanded the sun that I have a job to do and you have a job to do. My job, I am not finished with yet. And by the permission of Allah, you wait until you have to do your job. And the sun stopped. The sun stopped reclining, stayed there so that the battle could ensue and the rightful people can have the victory. The next ayah would be, why should we not put our trust in Allah when He has guided us to the paths? The straight paths, many beautiful paths. We shall certainly endure all the hurt that you may cause us. In Allah, let the trusters put their trust. And the disbelievers said to their messengers, be sure that we shall drive you out of our land unless you return to our religion. So like that, similarly, you find that often. And this is about that, normally it's about did you disrupt the functions of the, the powers that are in place at that time by guiding the people back towards what is truly for themselves. And some say, who cares about the truth? So you must search out the truth, fight the falsehood to get to the truth. I'm thinking about some real wise sayings, but you should have them also about the truth and falsehood. A man who doesn't stand for anything will fall for anything. A man who doesn't stand for the truth, he will fall for anything. Fight through the lies to get to the truth. So like this, that we pursue the truth. Then their Lord inspired them, and surely we shall destroy the wrongdoers, and surely we shall let you dwell in the land after them. This is for him who fears my majesty and fears my threat. Allah's promises are true. So like that, the disbelievers want to drive out those who will not follow their ways, and they want to follow the ways of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling them at that time, and this book is alive, that it will bear witness for you in the grave. It will stand testimony for you. So many inanimated things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put life into. This is one of them. And most things do have life in them. So it's just a matter of you connecting. Like one person I met from St. Croix, may Allah make a Muslim, very strong. I'm in where the palm trees are at. All right, and he has his crew, and they climbing the palm trees. And I'm not even sure if he even had a ladder, because he was doing some quite different stuff that we can possibly do if we stay so natural. So the brother was up in the palm trees, way up in the palm trees, and they were on a break. He was digging wells, so he took a break, and all of the people that were with him, the men that were with him, they were up in the palm trees getting coconuts down. So in any case, I looked, and the rest had a machete, and they're cutting down the coconuts. But him, he was up there just pulling them down with his fingers, like that. So I got a chance to talk to him, and we reflected on a few things. And he says, back in time, we used to be able to communicate, not with this phone and this internet thing like this. No. And I know the natives here, smoke signals, okay, that one. But no, he says, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says something similar like this too, that the hearts become attuned. So like this, that you possibly can connect to those inanimated things by way of your heart. Now, these messages may have been speaking to the sun when they spoke to it to hold this course, hold itself at a time when they needed it to hold itself, or they may have not said it out of their mouth, but their hearts. Because the heart, once it becomes attuned, it starts to talk, it starts to tell you right from wrong very strongly. So we want to get through that. And this was off of the talks also of the desires when the eyes become in, and then anything that you see is calling you towards it. So you must have a correct path that that is correct, that you want to travel. And once you get that, you stay on that. And in that way, and then hopefully that is Islam. And in that way, you can reflect more and more on that correctness. We're going to go over something in this chapter, and then hopefully I can come back to that topic there. And surely we shall let you dwell in the land after them, for this is for him who fears Allah's majesty and fears his threat. And they sought help, and every obstinate tyrant was frustrated. Hell is before them, and he is given to drink a festering water. He will sip, but will hardly swallow it, and death will come from every side, yet they cannot die, and a dreadful torment for him. Do you not see that Allah created the heavens and the earth with truth? There goes truth again. And the heavens and the earth. I mean, this whole earth that you walk upon, you got brothers way over in Africa. That's the same earth, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created that. Who made the grass to grow? Allah. Who made the trees to grow? Allah. Who made the rain? So like this, we could go on and on and on. On and on and on. We should not maybe call ourselves creators ever. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is truly the originator, creator, greater. And great, we say God is great. We don't say good. We know he's good, but we say great. You create something then. You create one speck of grass then. Ask him to do it. Do you not see that Allah has created the heavens and the earth with truth? If he wills, he can remove you and bring a new creation. Just like that. Just like that. So why fancy? Yeah, you should fancy yourself because he has given you beauty. And you should give thanks to him. You say, Ya Allah, thank you for the good and the beauty you have given to me. When you look in the mirror, something to that effect is hasanat. Good, hasan, good, best, beautiful. Kulikanati hasanati. He created you, and he created this beauty, and you should give thankfulness for it, and he'll give you more. You say, why would I need more? I already got. No, you don't know. You can sometimes harm yourself, and you think that and you're going down the wrong path in the road. And it's fun enjoyment on there, but you see yourself more and more without. But, one turn towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he can bring all of that back. Maybe it was no fault of yours. This world is full of evil. How do you protect yourself from evil? When evil pursues you, when it assails you, the thought comes onto you, A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Just like that. And he goes. Mention the word of Allah, the name of Allah, he leaves. And that is, I seek protection in Allah from Satan, the accursed one. He's cursed. He's your avowed enemy. And treat him like an enemy. Don't play ball with your, play. Don't play with your enemy. Playing his games that he plays. No. Because full of tricks. full of tricks and land you into a place where hell is before him, and he is given to drink a festering water. He will sip and can hardly swallow it, and death will come on every side, yet he cannot die. A dreadful torment of his, going back to where we we're at, that it is no difficult thing for him. They all will appear before Allah, and those who were weak in the world. Those who were weak in the world. You know, we make do, and we find contentment and happiness and enjoyment amongst ourselves, even, you know, like Al-Hajj Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X had said about his family when they were all split up and drove his mother to madness. She could not provide for her family after his father, a good man, was killed for no other reason but just being alone and out at the night. Smashed his head in, and put him on the train tracks, cut him in half. The wife had to see that. And the children had to be without a father. I believe 8 children. You know, so those who were weak, you know, and back to Al-Hajj Malik Shabazz's father, that weak, but still, you know, built a 3-bedroom home. This is if you leave a man into this earth, even as these America is so huge and so much land that's not even being used. You can't even. So back to the ayah, because it will answer all of our questions. So I try to stay on the Quran. They all shall appear before Allah. Then those who were weak in the world will say to those who were arrogant. Those who are arrogant, And usually we may even trust them. They may even be from amongst us. They supposedly be the most learned ones, and we may go to them, but they may have evil in them and misguidance. So if they don't have this book of Islam and they're not practicing it correctly, that's why you should learn it, then turn away from them. Already turn away from them if they're not practicing Islam, but if they happen to be Muslim and you find that they're not practicing the way it should be practiced, just turn away from them. You know, I was going to say that you can make your homes a prayer, but that's for another time. It's like if you can't get to the masjid, you know, always make, you know, a place in your home the best place. That was Moses telling his people to make your homes a place of worship. You know, and that was before they were able to take their exodus. And we don't know how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will do if we turn back towards him and follow his commandments. You know, do not become separated. And that's all of you, human, all of us. You know, so we have to see that one right there coming, that do not be separated. You know, so back to the beginning, they will appear before Allah, and then those who were weak in the world will say to those who were arrogant, "We were your followers. Can you now do anything to save us from the torment of Allah?" They will reply, "Had Allah guided us, we would have guided you. It is all the same whether we rage or patiently endure. We have no place of refuge." So now the people that were so smart and so arrogant, right, and the weak were following them, they tell you they know there's no refuge to be had now. So once this Islam comes from you and your Lord who has created you, the heavens, the sky, and everything, and you have to return back to him, and Satan has no power towards his Lord. None. He tricks you. So with that being said, they go to the one who has all of the power truly and is good and will give you good, long life, and also everlasting life. Next ayah. And when the matter has been decided, Satan will say, because he's listening to the people talk among themselves inside of the hellfire. So Satan will say, it was Allah who gave you the promise of truth. Fight through the lies to get to the truth. I too promised, but I failed in my promise to you. I had no power over you except to call you. But you listened to me. So do not blame me, but blame yourselves. I cannot help you, nor can you help me. I disbelieve in your making me a partner with Allah before this. The wrongdoers have a painful chastisement. Anybody ever heard words from the devil? Here they are, directly. And it's full. The Quran is full of that. You know, the unseen world, and telling you exactly what's going on in your very midst. I read that ayah once more. And when the matter has been decided and then it's saying between the weak and the arrogant, they discuss between one another, help us. You know, we followed you. And then they tell you, we don't have anything for you. You know, we have no refuge, no place for you. And Satan will say, it was Allah who gave you a promise of truth. I too promised, but I failed in my promise to you. I had no power over you except to call you. The whisper of Satan, of the devil. He whispers to you in places, you know, close by, far off, behind, and trying to call you. And you have to be able to decipher between good and evil, you know, and what you will allow to come in. And remember, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. And we start good things off. We start all things off with Bismillah, in the name of God, in the name of Allah. And A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem is, I seek protection from Satan, the accursed one. And he has to leave. Very easy, right? And Satan is saying, but I failed in my promise to you. And he will. But he wants to have company in hell. So watch. I had no power over you except to call you, but you listened to me. So do not blame me, but blame yourselves. I cannot help you, nor can you help me. I disbelieve in your making me a partner with Allah before this. Some people directly make Satan a partner, and he promises them, and he helps them in this life of pursuing those things that misguide a lot of the masses of the people, and he helps them to attain their wealth. We notice many of the entertainers in the bread and circus industry help to misguide the people, and Satan helps them. They tell you, once they want to come to themselves, they tell you, you know, so it's up to you to know that that is not the road that you want to travel. Come onto the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The wrongdoer shall have a painful chastisement. But those who have faith and do good works shall be admitted into gardens running streams flow. They shall abide there forever. By their Lord's permission, their greeting shall be peace. That is gold and silver bricks. That is palaces. That is your loved ones. That is palm trees. That is fruit trees. That is pulpits sitting on pearls. That is meetings with those righteous folks for a day. That is such love and lovingness all over you. Do you not see how Allah likened a good word to a good tree whose root is firm and its branches are in the heavens? A good word, a divine word, divine message, true religion It may also be interpreted in a more general sense of the word truth, goodness, and kindness. And the evil word is the opposite of this. It is false religion, blasphemy, false speech, preaching and teaching unkindness and wrongdoings. But back to the good word, the liken, a parable of a good word, whose tree, who has firm roots, and it is the truth. Now picture this. Firmness is what you need. A lot of shakiness will come so far as, you know, hardship in times will come, goodness will come in times. But if you had a firm foundation, then you are standing on something that is true, then is correct. So look at the roots of Islam. The roots of Islam is like this tree, and it has firm roots. Roots being the Quran. All right, this is, let me just get up, right? Quran. All right, and it is in Arabic. It is a prosperous Arabic language that they don't understand, and it won't be changed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, in Arabic, okay? So, the roots are Quran that came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet Muhammad, the last and final prophet that came, and all of the line of prophets. That is true, and they come from Allah and they speak the words from their Lord, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have his words and his companions, whereas though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about 10 of them that he was pleased with them, and while they were still on this earth, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave but those words that he was pleased with them. So the reason why I mention it, or they mention also, is that the Prophet of Allah, he says that follow his companions because they're like shining stars. And we know here, the people used to look at the stars, what they used to do all over the world also. A lot of things are told by that. But the North Star, and we used to guide ourselves, right? To get from the north to the south, away from beastly people, and get to the north where they were pulling another scheming game off. So we would leave from the south and get to the north, right? By the star. So the Prophet of Allah says about his companions, to follow them, they will be a guiding light for you. So they were not prophets, the companions of the Prophet, like Jesus had disciples, but they were men like ourselves. So they didn't have that extra strength like prophets have, but they were men, and they showed that you can obtain these things. And companions also being the wives of the Prophet, and the women believing, okay? So like this, that the women, they do these things, right? And like Jesus' mother, Mary, she was one who the women are to follow, or Aisha, the wife of the Prophet, or Khadijah, like this. And then you have these examples ahead of you, and then things should go correctly back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because this tree with its firm roots has branches that reaches to the heavens. And that is, heavens is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the angels, and then Islam has its branches like that. So we have this tree that is firm, and it is fixed, and it is on truth that is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is based on sayings and teachings of his last and final prophet, and that men and women can follow by the human beings that were beside the prophet and did these things and received these miracles. So we have something that's sustainable, something that's attainable, and we should look to surely do it as fast as possible. Won't you need his help soon? The one who sees all things that ought to be seen by his eternal seeing without pupils. That is, he sees, or any other instrument. He sees and he hears all things that are heard by his eternal hearing without an ear or instrument or an organ. He is entitled to do what he does. That one, or all of them, but that one there, he's entitled to do what he does. You know, some will say, why is it given to him? Why is it given to them? You know, we should be the ones. You know, don't you see us with the wealth? Don't you see us with the, like Pharaoh just say, with the gold bracelets, with the stream running underneath my palaces, and I have slaves upon me? Why is it given to him? That's usually the way it is. And to the day, the prophet is not alive, but he's amongst us in his sayings and his teachings. So you people who want to pursue the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he will help us in our pursuits in this life to obtain his mercy and blessings out into the wide expanses of his universe. We talk soon, inshallah. God willing, okay? Peace. You want to go?